Ethan Parker had never believed in destiny, but as he stood inside the suffocating darkness of Ashford House, he felt as if something far older, far darker, had been waiting for him long before he ever stepped inside. The cold fog from the open door curled around his feet like living smoke. The silence inside the room felt wrong, too deep, too heavy, as if even sound was afraid to exist here. Ethan raised his flashlight, and the beam trembled across the old wooden floor. The scratches on the floorboards weren't random anymore. They formed a pattern, a drag trail, as if something had been pulled across the room. His breath turned colder. The air became so icy he could feel it sinking into his bones. At the center of the room stood a small wooden chair, old, broken, barely held together, and on the chair lay a tape recorder. The same one he had heard in his car. Ethan swallowed hard, and for the first time that night he hesitated. He reached out and pressed play. A soft static hissed, then a child's voice whispered, "He took us. He won't let us go. Don't look behind you." Ethan froze, because he felt it. Cold, slow, deliberate breathing brushing the back of his neck. He turned instantly, flashlight cutting into the dark. No one. But something had moved. The shadows on the wall weren't in the same place anymore. He stepped backward, the floor creaking beneath him. Just then, the portrait on the wall, the one with the burned-out child's face, fell to the ground with a violent crash. Behind it was another drawing, hand scratched into the wall. A figure, tall, thin, its head bent unnaturally low, arms too long, and beside it, scratched with a trembling hand, "He lives upstairs." Ethan felt his heartbeat slam in his chest. He didn't want to go upstairs. Every part of him screamed to run, but another part, his journalist instinct, pushed him forward. He needed answers. He needed to know what happened in this house. He stepped toward the staircase. Each step creaked like bones snapping. Halfway up, he heard a whisper. Close, too close. "Ethan, you came back." He froze. The voice wasn't a child's. This voice was deeper, broken, like something trying to imitate a human. Ethan lifted the flashlight and climbed the last few steps. The upstairs hall was cold, narrow, and cold as a grave. Doors lined each side, all slightly open, as if someone had walked through them moments ago. He stopped at the last door, the one that was sealed before. Now it was wide open. Fog poured out like smoke from a burning room. Inside was darkness so thick it felt alive. He stepped in. The room was empty, completely empty. No furniture, no portraits, no windows. Just a single circle carved in the floor with uneven, frantic strokes, as if someone had drawn it while trembling in terror. He knelt down to inspect it. Suddenly, the door behind him slammed shut. Everything went pitch black. He jumped up, flashlight shaking. He tried the door. It didn't budge. Something on the other side was pressing against it. Then, a soft tapping sound filled the room. Tap, tap, tap. From all sides, the walls, the ceiling, the floor. Tap, 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 faster, louder, surrounding him. His flashlight flickered, and in that split-second flash he saw them, small shapes in the corners of the room. Children, but not alive. Their faces were pale, eyes hollow, expressions frozen in fear. Their bodies twitched unnaturally, like puppets held by invisible strings. Ethan stumbled back. One of them stepped forward, head tilting in a jerky, broken way. "He is awake," the child whispered. The tapping stopped. Complete silence. Then the floor behind Ethan rose. Not lifted, something beneath it stood up, slowly, tall, unnaturally tall. The air thickened. Ethan couldn't breathe. The figure rose until its shadow filled the entire wall. Its voice was not human. "You heard them. You heard my children." Ethan didn't turn. He couldn't. His body refused to move. The figure continued, "You shouldn't have listened." Then the hand touched his shoulder. Long, frozen, inhuman fingers. Ethan spun with all his strength, bursting toward the door, slamming his body against it. The wood cracked. A second hit. Another crack. He rammed it the third time. The door shattered open. He fell into the hallway, gasping, flashlight clattering to the floor. Behind him, the darkness in the room throbbed like a living thing. He scrambled to his feet, running toward the stairs. The house shook. The walls groaned. Every portrait screamed, silent, open-mouthed expressions twisting as Ethan passed them. He reached the stairs, and the lights flickered on. For the first time since he entered the house, Ethan saw the house clearly. And what he saw paralyzed him. The entire hallway was covered in hundreds of handprints. Small handprints, children's handprints, smeared in something dark, something red. He staggered down the stairs, breath sharp, heart hammering. At the bottom step, the children stood there, all of them, silent, blocking his path. Behind them, the tall shadow descended the staircase slowly, impossibly bending to fit in the hallway. Ethan backed away, but there was nowhere left to go. His recorder fell out of his pocket, hitting the floor. It turned on itself. A voice whispered from it, "You were chosen." The children began to move closer. The tall figure's shadow stretched across the floor, reaching Ethan's feet like black liquid spreading toward him. Ethan screamed. The house swallowed him. The door slammed shut. The forest went silent. Ashford House stood still, as if nothing had happened, and the only sound left was the faint, glitching whisper echoing inside the dark. "He won't leave. He never leaves."